Hello, my name is Moshe Dawkins, and today I'm going to be discussing how we make the choice to either end or maintain a relationship. Some people float back and forth between relationships with no problem, and they don't think twice about it. I'm not one of those people. I like to take my time and weigh the pros and cons of a relationship before deciding whether to move forward. Before we get started, we need to learn the different stages of a relationship, the life cycle of a relationship, and the three things that are needed before making the decision whether to stay or go. Chapter 7 on interpersonal relationships in our book taught us about acquaintances and friends. Acquaintances are people that you barely know, and then friend branches off into different levels: peer, close, and best. Peer being those that you can stand in groups. Close are the people that you have no problem hanging out with one-on-one, and then best being the people that you feel the need to hang out with one-on-one. This can also be an employer. Would be in an employer sense, it would be an acquaintance would still be an acquaintance. You would probably do the interview. Peer would be new hire or that probationary period. Close would be you've had 2 years on the job, and best being your career, the start of your career, management, so on. Next, we move on to the life cycle of the relationship. First, we have courting. Every relationship goes through these, and we start with courting. This is basically the initiation. Hello, my name is. What's your name? If you're trying to date somebody, it's I look good, you look good too. Then you move on to the honeymoon stage, where you start self-disclosure. This is when you start to find out those things that you like about your partner. Oh, you're a Game of Thrones fan, so am I. Then you move on to your conflicts. These can be broken down into internal stresses and external stresses. Internal are the ones that we have control of after we find out about it. I'm a Steelers fan. My wife is a Cowboys fan. Some people might not be able to work through that. We did. External stresses are things that you can't change. It could be finances, health, kids, things that are going to be there more than likely throughout the life of the relationship. From here, we're able to move into stagnation. This is when we start to cope with the conflict or internal stresses. Most couples start to seek counsel and wonder if they can move past this. From there, the next stage is maturity, where you either terminate and end the relationship, you settle and continue the relationship on, just still dealing with the stresses. This normally leads into a prolonged termination, or you move into rekindling or bonding. This is the reason why they call it a cycle, is because once you rekindle or bond, you wind up starting all over again. You wind up starting the life cycle all over again. Before you can decide yes, no, or maybe, in the maturity process, you need these three things. The relationship needs to be defined, clearly defined, freely invested in, and willingly accepted. For example, if I ask, can you be my girlfriend? I'm going to make an investment that matches the definition. I would give you a key to my apartment, or we could buy a puppy. Again, that matches the definition of girlfriend. Now, from there, the willing acceptance needs to be that you accept the investment of my puppy and accept the definition of being a girlfriend for me. The thing about these, you can't have just two or just one. They all need to cohabitate or be copacetic and work together. If I'm asking if you would be my girlfriend and I buy you a diamond ring and get down on one knee, you might accept it, but it doesn't match what the definition is. On the flip side, if I ask you to be my wife and I buy you a puppy, more than likely you're not going to accept it because the investment does not match the definition, and that will cause more friction, more conflict, and lead to termination. If you can get all of these things to work together, then you have more chances of bonding. Now, I've talked to you about the stages of relationships, the life cycle of relationships, and the three things that we need in order to maintain, in order to make a decision whether or not to maintain or end the relationship. Thank you again for paying attention, and enjoy the rest of your day.